In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact 6-step process that I used to make $43,000 in cash from a brand new Instagram account with literally less than 1,000 followers. And if you stick around to the end, you'll be walking away with the exact step-by-step roadmap that you need to be following to start signing on clients like clockwork without needing a large following whatsoever. Now, if we rewind the clock back to April of this year, 2023, I decided to start a brand new Instagram account. Now, the reason why I did this came down to 3 sort of main decisions that led me to actually start an entire new account. The first reason was that the followers that I had on my old account, a whole bunch of them were robots. So when I was like 18, I thought it would be super cool to buy some followers and look like I was Instagram famous. But in actual fact, all that does is kill the engagement on your actual account. So every time you post a new post on Instagram, what will happen is it will push that new post that you've just posted out to a small percentage of your followers, and then it will push it out to a small percentage of people out there that don't follow you. And it registers the engagement on both of those areas. And if it's pushing it out to your followers and they're all robots, that means that they won't be engaging back. So what do you think Instagram is going to think when there's no engagement? Well, it's going to be thinking, obviously this content sucks. So why would we push it out there even further into the explore page and then have other people see it that aren't following you? So that was the first reason, is I had all these bot followers. So it just made no sense to try and remove them and revive the account. It just wasn't worth it. And that brings me to the second point of creating this second account, was the fact that I had basically just changed complete directions with business. I'd gone from coaching fitness online to now doing business coaching online. So all of the followers that I had on the previous account, they were more so fitness related prospects, I guess you could call them, who may have wanted to work with me at some point. But if I started posting business content hey, here's how to get more money and blah, 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 again, are they going to be engaging with that content? Probably not. Some, maybe, yeah, just as being supportive. But most of it, they're not going to be engaging. So that was the second reason, is most of the followers I had weren't going to be my ideal prospects on this new account. And then the third reason for actually starting this brand new account is I really wanted to challenge myself. Even getting on camera right now like this is really pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And with the new account that I was planning on starting, and I have now started, for me, it was I wanted to really test myself and see, okay, if I do get into this content thing, am I going to be able to build a following? And second to that, am I actually going to be able to monetize it? So those were the 3 sort of core reasons as to why I started this brand new Instagram account. But as we dive deeper into this, you'll see that you don't really need that many followers to make a whole lot of money. So with that being said, let's dive into the 6 key steps that you need to be following if you wanted to start making money online, especially with a brand new Instagram account and not that many followers. So number 1 is going to be niching down. Now, I know this is not anything new that you'll have heard before, but so many people will skip over this step. I think if you are in the early stages of getting started online, then you do need to go really deep with a niche. It's really popular at the moment to say you are the niche and keep the niche really broad and that sort of thing, which I definitely agree with. But if you have no followers, let's say you have a very small audience, or you're literally starting at 0, like what I was and where I still basically am, going deeper and having a really sharp niche is going to allow you to monetize that a whole lot faster, rather than trying to go down the whole creator pathway and sell courses and resources and all that sort of thing with a really broad niche. So the first step that I took to make $43,000 cash with a brand new Instagram account and less than 1,000 followers is I niched the hell down. So with that niche, I was started out and I was I'm just going to be helping online coaches. And then I was maybe I actually want to take this a layer deeper. So now I help online health and fitness coaches build and scale to $10,000 per month and beyond. So as you can see, by going a whole lot sharper or a whole lot deeper, now I'm talking to really one specific person. That specific person being an online health and fitness coach who's just getting started, who wants to basically start making money online and then eventually transition fully online as well. So now that I have that one specific person, it's so easy for me to create hyper-specific content to really help that person get from A to B, overcome any objections they may be facing, and really just start to nurture that person in my ecosystem. Which brings us into the second point, which is then going to be paid ads. Now, my previous fitness coaching business was called the Bikini Body Project, and throughout the 3 years of running that, I basically scaled that entire business to $500,000 in revenue and 97 clients with literally just paid ads. I wasn't posting content, I wasn't doing anything organic, because the mentor that I had at that time had essentially instilled into my mind that you don't need to be posting content and content is dumb and just run paid ads. And me being naturally introverted, I was damn, this is the thing. This is what I've got to do. So basically the next 3 years were then spent running ads, and scaling my business, But then I established no online presence whatsoever because I basically hid behind ads and never needed to post content. But here's the thing, in 2023 and beyond, I genuinely believe that we are in a trust economy. And those that are posting content and also running paid ads, those will be the ones that will dominate long term, especially in 2023 and beyond. So let's circle this back to paid ads. How did this come into play? Well, paid ads, basically, you are paying for somebody's attention on your stuff. So with not that many followers, like if you only have a couple hundred followers or you're just starting to scale your audience, then just relying on like the Instagram algorithm gods to make like your content go viral, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. And I've honestly found when you go really hyper specific with content, i.e. niching down, you'll find that the content doesn't go as viral as what it could do if it was like just like say some funny cat video or something like that. Why? Well, we're targeting such a narrow audience of people. The video isn't going to be relatable to everyone and anyone online. So virality or chance of virality is going to be a lot lower. So what I'm trying to say here is if you think about growing your audience, if you just rely on posting content and the algorithm to make you go viral, could be 3 months, could be 6 months, it could be 6 years before your account really starts to gain some traction. So the second thing I used to make $43,000 cash with a brand new Instagram account was utilizing paid ads. Now, the way these paid ads run is I'm not necessarily like, hey, come and buy my thing and sign up to my thing, like all of the sort of direct response marketing you see happening out there at the moment. Instead, they were really simple Instagram ads. And all I'm doing is saying, hey, if you are this person struggling with XYZ, and you want to achieve desired outcome, desired outcome, desired outcome, then follow me here on Instagram, go through my past content where I teach my followers how to desired outcome, desired outcome, desired outcome. And I hope that's making sense. But essentially all I did with these paid ads is it's like, hey, I do this thing and I help people do this. Come and follow me and go through my content. And I know with the content I'm posting, because I've focused on point one, which was niching down, and I'm creating that hyper specific content to really, I guess, nurture these people and show them that I am an expert and I can help them, and also show them I'm a real person as well. Well, these paid ads are just drawing in more of that right person. So not only am I getting inbound leads, but my audience is also growing at the same time. So that's where paid ads came into play. Now, the next point, which is point 3, is my content strategy. Now, it's really simple, but honestly, in 2023, like I was just mentioning previously about like us being in a trust economy, if you want to stand out with a small audience especially, it's not just a matter of getting on your phone and being like, hey guys, what's up and welcome to my day. So many of you have been asking me so many questions. It's not posting content like that whatsoever. I genuinely believe that that type of content just does not work. So what kind of content can we use then? Is the question that will usually pop up. Well, the content that I've been posting is essentially what we call core identity content. And it can be broken down into 4 key areas. We have what's called teach content, and this is where you're basically flexing your expertise. We then have share content, and this is sort of sharing insights into your personal life, your beliefs, your values, your goals, your dreams, what you like doing. Basically stuff that's sort of outside of the realm of your expertise. Now, share content is really powerful because it's basically allowing people to connect with you on a deeper level rather than just being like the expert guru that you're trying to position yourself as. So we have teach, share. The next one is then show. So with this kind of content, what I'm doing is I'm posting, hey, here's how I get clients online. Here's how I make money. Here's the results that I've gotten. Here's the results that some of my clients are getting. Here's how I set up my Instagram ads. I'm showing my audience how I do things. And then the final piece of content is give. So number 4. Now, give content is basically giving people the opportunity to work with you and then giving away free assets like lead magnets or resources or free trainings, just stuff to sort of further nurture your audience. And when we cover all 4 of these areas with our content, which is what we call core identity content, this again is how we really create a deep connection with our prospects, which then brings me to the 4th point, which is then following our DM process. Now, if you think about it so far, let's quickly just run through this as it all sort of flows in order. We have niching down, we then have running paid ads to get more eyeballs. We're then using core identity content to really stand out. Now what we need is some sort of process or system to actually get these people onto a call and signed up. So this is this 4th step that I use to actually make money from this brand new Instagram account was a really casual DM process. Now, the entire time of me running the Bikini Body Project, it was hard sales, I like to call it, where basically they book in for a call, I'm following a really rigid script, and I'm signing these people into my program following this really hard sort of selling process. And even though I do believe there's merit to following a process like that, and I still loosely follow a process like that now, something that I wanted to do in this brand new business venture was basically try and come from a place where I don't need clients. So coming from a place of abundance, even if I was in a position where I needed money and I was more scarce driven and in a scarcity mindset, what I wanted to do was try and avoid that. Because I'll be honest with you, I am so tired of being hard sold to, and I can guarantee you that you're feeling exactly the same. So what I'm doing is with this DM process is I'm just having a really casual conversation. I'm asking a little bit about how their day is, asking about how long they've been coaching for, and essentially getting to know this person on a little bit of a deeper level. But at the same time, I'm also being really strategic with the questions that I'm asking through this DM process, just to make sure I can qualify this person as what I call a 5-star prospect. And if they go through these questions and they do qualify as a 5-star prospect, then what I'm looking at doing is booking that person in for a call, which brings us into point 5. They've now booked in a call, which I call a discovery call. And all this call is just to find out basically if we're a fit to work together or not. Yes, I'm following some sort of sales framework inside of here, but really it's a little bit more of like, hey, do we get along? Do we vibe? Do you like how I do things? And the way that I can really pre-sell this person in before I need to like hard sell them on the phone like what I would have usually done is I'm basically taking them through this pre-call process. The second they book in a call, I then send them another DM. I'm like, hey, Sally, really looking forward to the call, can't wait. In the meantime, can you please check out this video? And it shows you exactly how we do things and how I can help you. And basically all I've done is I've created this little mini webinar that walks my prospects through all the problems that they're facing. I'm then showing them why they're facing these problems and why the things that they're trying are no longer working or are not working. And then I basically paint the pathway of how my system and program works and why it's then the solution that they need to get from A to B, or what I like to call get from the bottom to the top of Mount Everest to get to the summit. And when they go through this pre-call process, if they're vibing with how I present my content, I'm in the DMs nurturing them, they're watching this video to show how I can actually help them, then there's a pretty good chance that they are going to be basically pre-sold in at this point. So now when I pick up the phone call, it's literally just like an enrollment call, which brings us into the 6th and final point, which is the sales call. Now, this call I like to call a discovery call. And basically all I'll do through this process is take them through a really simple sales process of like, hey, Sally, nice to meet you, general rapport building. Then I want to find out the problems that that person is facing. So if we think about online health and fitness coaches, what are the problems that they're facing getting from 0 to 10K per month? Lead flow, content strategy, knowing what to do, clear roadmap. I know all these problems already because I've done the work on my point 1 niche, right? So during this sales call, rapport building, find out the problems. Then I like to find out the pains that are sort of a symptom of these problems. So if they're not making money online, how's that impacting their life? Like, are they depressed because they're not making money? And I kind of like stick the knife in and just twist it a little bit, just so they really feel the situation that they're in. Then I'll ask them some questions, basically on the path that they want to go on or where they actually want to go to. So I'm kind of painting the possibility at this point. What are your goals? Where do you want to be? How much money do you want to be making? What does life look like for you then? And I'm kind of just getting them excited and sort of fantasizing about what it's going to be like when they get to the summit, I like to call it, or point B, or let's say in layman terms, their goal. Then after that point, I'm basically walking them through my system. And if you can recall in point 5, the pre-call process, spoke about the mini webinar. That mini webinar has already walked them through how I do things. So now when I go back through that, I'm basically just customizing it a little bit more towards their problems, their pains, where they want to be. And I'm really making them see that this program that I have is the solution that they need. And then literally at the end, it's so simple. It's just like the pitch, run them through the price and make the sale. And that's it. So it's a really simple and straightforward sales call process, but it wouldn't be that way if we didn't have that nurturing process leading up to it. Core identity content, DM process, pre-call webinar, all those things are thoroughly nurturing this person prior to the call. But my friend, those are the 6 steps that I use to make $43,000 in cash with basically a brand new Instagram account and literally less than 1,000 followers. So let's quickly recap what those steps are. First one was niching down. If you have a small audience already, you're going to need to niche down to really then stand out. Then what I like to do is point 2 is use paid ads. So we're just using the Instagram follower ads. We're just trying to draw people into our world. From there, we're then utilizing point 3, which is the core identity content. So this is how we really get people to connect with us on a deeper level. Then we're following our DM process. So we're just playing it super casual, getting to know the person, and then we're booking them in for a call. Brings us to point 5, which is the pre-call process. This pre-call process is where we have that video that warms them up prior to the call. And then point 6 is the discovery call, which is basically an enrollment call at this point, because they should be so nurtured and so warmed up at this point. So I can guarantee you this, if you start to follow and implement those 6 steps into your online health and fitness coaching business, then there is a very, very good chance that you will start signing on clients a hell of a lot easier. But my friend, that's it for this video. I hope you got a lot of value, and I'll see you inside of the next one.